Yo, what's good, everybody? Got another Beers with Barton. It is Monday, April 15th, 2024. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We definitely did have a good weekend, a very busy weekend, and it looks like there's some dipping sauce from our dinner left over tonight. So what we're doing. Anyways, Kayla had her third of four this season's dance competition this weekend. It was in Uptown, so not too far, about 30 minutes. It was Saturday and Sunday. So not too bad. Most of her dances were Saturday. That was the longer day. I think her first dance was like 11:45, and her last dance was at like, I don't know, 6 o'clock maybe. And she had 5 that day, I believe. Yeah, 5 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. I think that's what it was. Anyways, so I went for a chunk of it on Saturday. And then we drove separate. Then I came home, hung out with Potter, and went to the Charlotte FC game with some buddies. They won 3-2, great game. And then Sunday, we just all went together. We didn't have to be there until like 11:30, and we were done at like 3:30, so it wasn't too bad. Maybe 4. That was about 3:30. And awards and all that stuff. Michaela's team did great. Placed in a couple of them. Some of them they didn't place in. Got a special award on one, and the studio as a whole just did really well. So I think it was a solid weekend. From a dance perspective, and then we all went and hung out at Gibson Mill, which is like a little Optimus Hall kind of thing here from Charlotte. It's just like a building where we have a bunch of different restaurants and some breweries. So did that as a team, got some good beers, and then came home and chilled and got ready for the week. So as far as the weekend went solid, went by too fast. Good competition. The last one is in 2 weeks. So we're going to have to figure that out, or not figure that out, but be ready for that, finish up the competition season, and then we have the recital, which is like first Saturday in June, I think June 2nd, and then year's over, and Michaela's only got a couple weeks left of school. I think she's got about a month, 4 or 5 weeks, so great. The other thing, update-wise, the house, when this first started, they said, a week to a week and a half working-wise. Got set behind the first week by missing a day. They'd planned to mud, so didn't have enough time to dry. And they were able to mud Monday and Tuesday and thought it'd be dry by Friday. It was not all dry, so they had to wait over the weekend. So today they finally finished sanding the outside. The inside wall they were able to finish last week. So today they came, they sanded everything. There's a couple of spots in the corners where the ceiling and the new wall meets and around like the new door, and that they'll have to finish sanding because they had to do a little bit extra mudding today. But the inside is basically 95% done. It's all sanded. The wall's been painted with 2 coats. They just need to hit the trim or hit the corners, and then paint the ceiling where they put the mud in where the new wall meets. And so there's not a ton of work there. Then the outside, the first coat of paint has already been done, so I'll need to do a second coat, do some touch-up spots, and they should be able to finish the little bit of sanding that's left, do some touch-up spots, and then finish painting. So they say they're going to be done tomorrow. They have no plans to come back Wednesday. I think they want to wrap up the job since it'll be 10 days of work. It was a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday the first week, then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday the second week, and some of those days were half days because just waiting for mudding. And then today they were here most of the day, I think 10 to like 5:30 almost. And then tomorrow they're going to try to get around 9:30, finish up all that stuff, paint, do touch up. A couple spots they've got to add the trim. And then we should be good to go. So be a lot of cleaning tomorrow. We didn't move everything out of that bonus room, and it wasn't covered with plastic at all times. They did a good job keeping plastic around and laying it down on the carpet. We vacuumed every day, and they've been cleaning as they go. But the chair and the exercise bike and the TV and stuff, we didn't really cover very well with plastics. There's a lot of sand, so it's going to be a lot of cleaning and vacuuming. But hey, it is what it is. We're excited. So hopefully tomorrow they're going to be done so we can start wiping, Cloroxing, scrubbing everything down, pulling everything out, and doing a deep clean in there with a good vacuum and wipe down and just set it up. Probably need to get some new furniture since it's the same size room, but now you have a whole nother wall instead of that railing. So I feel like we can move some stuff around, rearrange it a bit. I'm sure Michaela may want to hang some pictures up or something somewhere. We'll see how it all goes down. So very excited about it to be finally done. I'm sure Potter is too. He's been at doggy daycare every day because a couple of those days we didn't know they weren't going to work. So he went all 5 days first week, all 5 days last week, and he went today and tomorrow. So 12 days for him out of the last 16 with the weekend. So I'm sure he's tired. He's passed out as we speak. So great weekend for Michaela. Solid competition. One of their dances they placed first in, and they didn't do great last time. And one of the judges was at the last competition and was like, you guys really took the feedback, and you could tell, it was a cleaner dance and more organized. So that's what it's all about, is growth. So stuff like that. I think she's happy with it, which is all that matters. So cheers to Monday. Cheers to hopefully our bonus room finally being done and completely walled in and everything. And another successful competition. So it's almost 11 o'clock. Michaela is finishing up some reading for her homework. She's in like a book club thing. And she spent the day after school. She went to the girls' volleyball team. There was a track and field meet. So a little bit later evening, Jess picked her up about 7:30. We had dinner. And then we all hung out a bit. I sat outside on the porch because the weather is finally nice, and watched the Giants come back and win 4-3 over the Marlins. So cheers, everybody. Great weekend for us, and very close. Hopefully tomorrow, another 6 or so hours worth of work. This will be done, and then we can vacuum and clean and actually use that room. That's what I'm most excited about, is vacuuming and cleaning. So cheers. These are some beers I picked up at High Branch. Could you imagine that room actually being done? Yes, I can. It's a 6.5er. Let's see if it's a sipper. Easy drinker or a guzzler. But yeah, I can't imagine that room being done because it's almost done. And the funny thing is, almost 2 weeks ago now, the first 3 days, it was demo one day and framing, and then it was drywall the second day. And by the third day, they had all the framing done, including the door, both inside and out. All the drywall hung and the door framed out. The HVAC unit moved and the door hung in 3 days. Like, holy cow, you guys are gonna be done this week. Well, the long part is the mudding and the painting and the sanding and the touch up and the small stuff. But we've been really impressed. Really good guys. They do very good work. And actually today, they were trying to match paint with the gray that we have in our house, and they painted the new wall. Called me up there about 4 and said, hey, take a look at the wall. Can you tell the difference? And I'm like looking really pretty close, and I'm like, I don't think so. And then one of the guys was like, well, we can. I'm like, okay. So I didn't know if they're calling me up to say, can you tell if it's matched or not? Because the first time they put it on, it was definitely way too light. And so I was looking, I was like, no, it looks pretty good. And then I looked at it and was like, it's a little bit darker actually than the one now. So the guy at Lowe's that matched the paint said, anything after 5 years of paint, I think it's been 7 years, can fade. So you can only match it as perfect as you can. So I couldn't really tell, but they're going to blend it in really nice. They already did on one corner from where the existing wall is to the new one. Nice straight line and blended in. I've got to really be staring at it, and I probably would have never noticed if they wouldn't have pointed out. So I think we're going to be good. Same on the outside. The new wall is all going to be one, and then the other wall where it matches up above the stairs, they're going to come around. They're going to blend it all in just in the where the wall meets. So if you can't even see it, it may look like maybe it'll look like a shadow, but I don't think you'll be able to tell. Same with the ceiling. The original paint that they got for ceiling paint didn't match ours because it was a different paint that Shay used. So they had to match that. And now, so that way they don't have to repaint the entire ceiling. Inside of the room wouldn't have been too bad, but it would have been in the hallway because they painted that ceiling and go all the way down our entire hallway. Didn't want them to have to do that. So they were able to match it and only have to do that 12-foot wall. So very excited about it. A lot of stuff going on for us, but we're pretty happy with where things are at. So cheers, everybody. Hope you have a good weekend. Could you imagine? High Branch 6.5. Cheers. That is a delicious beer. That's an easy drinker. You could guzzle that if you wanted to, but I prefer to sip them or easy drink them. You can definitely hit a couple of these at 6.5. They're smooth, solid, and full flavored, and they don't fill you up too much, but a little bit of heaviness if you keep going. All right, everyone, cheers. until next time, adeuces.